Ah. Hello, Books to Huda. I'm doing a little reading vlog after watching Erin Dillman's reading vlogs. I want to try to get back into them again. I haven't been really reading much lately because I've been very busy and just not really, since the election, I haven't felt up to reading. But today was the first day where I was like, I'm gonna go home, sit in my chair, and read. I was like, gosh, I can't really face any of the books I'm currently reading right now. What's something short that I can read that'll make me feel accomplished by the end of it? Oh, I have a book of Margaret Atwood short story things. Good Bones and Simple Murders, which I started reading not really knowing anything about it. I didn't read the inside flap. The introduction is really strange, but it's so good. I'm on page 24, and it's all feminist readings slash retellings of fairy tales, parables, short stories that you would know just from being around, being alive. I think my favorite so far is Gertrude. Hold on. I really like There Was Once, which I just finished. Gertrude Talks Back is my favorite, which is it's Hamlet's mother talking to Hamlet about his actions during the play, so if I'd started reading this any other time, I wouldn't know what she was talking about since I just saw Hamlet last week. I'm gonna keep reading, and I'll let you know if I have any more favorites. My hair is typically itself. Good morning, Books to Huda. Today is Thursday, December 15th, I think. Yes, and today is the day after I had to turn in all of my college grades. This is the day that Erin Dillman and I decided we would begin reading The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon. She has two first names. Interesting. The cover of this is absolutely gorgeous. I ordered this last year from the Book Depository, or maybe this year. I think it's this year. And I've been looking forward to reading it. This, as I said in my last video, or the video in the woods, it's been a really bad reading month. Well, like a couple of bad reading months, basically. But things are settling down. You know, the semester is almost over. Tomorrow is my very last class. And one of my students asked me yesterday if I was sad at all that I was leaving. I was like, of course I'm sad. I really want you guys to know, any of my students who are watching, I've very much enjoyed teaching, and it really is tearing me up to leave. Like, I don't think it's gonna settle in until I'm driving away from the school the last time. Because it's been a really big, I've been teaching for about 3.5 years? Maybe 3 years? Something like that. So not having another semester to plan, not knowing what I'm doing particularly either, is really strange for me, and I very much am going to miss interacting with all of my students and just, having wacky fun. Look at the giant stack of books behind me. What have I read? Of course, both of the books that I've read recently are not near me, and I don't feel like getting up to show you them. But I have managed to kind of get out of the slump by reading Hark a Vagrant by Kate Beaton, which I sneakily ordered for myself a while back, and I read that in like 2 sittings. It's so funny. It's just as good as everybody says. I assume for history people it would be just as good as it is for literature people. Like, the jokes in there are so funny. Her literature comics are really funny. Her Batman comics are really funny. The Wonder Woman ones are great. And I learned a little bit about history. I learned about the plot of Crime and Punishment, too. My fiance really loves Nicolas Cage movies. And every once in a while we have what is called Cage Fest, where we have friends over who also enjoy Cage, and we watch a bunch of Nicolas Cage movies in a row. So last Sunday we watched 3 Nicolas Cage movies. We watched Rage, we watched The Rock, and we watched his new movie Army of One, which was surprisingly great. Like, it was actually a good movie, and it was a good Cage film. I have tried, this is the second time I've watched The Rock, where I just got bored halfway through. Sorry people who love The Rock. Like, not The Rock, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, but The Rock the movie. The beginning was really interesting, and I really liked, Sean Connery was hilarious and cool, as always, but, Nicolas Cage sort of, it just wasn't a Cage movie, and so I was like, oh yeah, I got through the woods from the library, I'll just sit here and read it while they're watching this. So I watched it with the rock going on in the background. Maybe it wasn't the right atmosphere, maybe it was, I don't know, but I didn't really... I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. It was... I really liked a couple of the stories, but I feel like the art was better than the stories. I liked the last story in particular. I've been reading some comics, and that's all I've managed. I also have over there Thor, the Goddess of Thunder from the library, which I need to read before I have to return it, so I will do that soon. Now, I'm gonna start the bone season, so I have about 40 minutes, I think. See you, Bookstooda. Bookstooda on the freezing road! Hey! It is like, it's going on to 2 degrees tonight, and the fiance and I and a couple friends are going to see Star Wars Rogue One at 11 o'clock at night. Ah! I'm just coming home from Kendra's. We had a very nice time. We ended up watching The Princess and the Frog, which I'd never seen before, the Disney film, which I liked. I, like, kind of like a B. I just didn't really like any of the songs. Like, they weren't really catchy. But I liked the story well enough. I was having the feeling, you know, I assume, because we're all book people here, that I'm not the only one who's had this feeling of, like, I need to go to a bookstore. Like, I don't even need to just buy any books. I just really need to be in a bookstore. Like, I need to be surrounded by books. Anyway. Okay. I'll continue this reading vlog later. Hopefully I'll get some time to read the Bone season later. I read about 2 pages, so I started it, Erin. I did. Didn't get very far, because I ended up watching mostly your videos instead. I caught up on Erin Dillman's Vlogmas earlier, I caught up on Rosanna's Vlogmas, I caught up on a couple other just channels that I hadn't been keeping up with that I wanted to, but I've been so busy grading that I haven't had the chance. Here's to being nearly done. Tomorrow is my last class at the high school, and I'm getting a little sad about it. Bye! Hi students, this is my last day, as you know, so I just wanted to say thank you all, and I hope you have a gnarly day, a fantastic Friday, and I'll see you all for The Little Mermaid, and maybe some basketball games. Bye.